Okay, so washing the rice, all right? Washing the rice, I put 2 of those big cups full. So 1 cup will make, when it's cooked, 2 cups of rice. And then I'm just going to rinse it. And the water's, see how it's a bit cloudy? I've already given it a rinse just moments ago, but I rinse it again until the water's much clearer before I cook it. This is how they do it. See? And I won't lose any of the rice. But I should have shown you when I first tried that, but just cold water. See how the water is clearer than it was, but I mean, make sure your hands are clean, obviously, because that's important. Or if you don't want to use your hands, use a wooden spoon. So this is about the 3rd wash. And that'll probably do me. So when you fill it up, you're filling it up so that it's about where your finger goes in. It's got to be about a knuckle above the rice. So that's pretty much where it's at. So you can kind of see there, it's like up to about halfway up my finger, covered from the top of the rice. Yeah. And I will cook this until it's all absorbed. So I'm not going to half cook it, this one. I'm going to cook the whole lot, because if I'm making just fried rice, I'm going to half cook it so that it's got a bit of bite in it. But the water is covering it up to there. So the first joint in my finger, and that's enough. Some people might go to the next one, but that would be too much. So it's just at the top of the rice, not digging your finger into the rice, just sitting on top of the rice, not going down into it to the bottom of the pan, but just on top to about the first knuckle, and that's enough. Then we'll put it in the rice cooker and turn it on. That'll help. Not using your wet finger. There's the teriyaki ingredients. Again, the only thing that's missing is the bell pepper. But again, you can add whatever to that. Some broccoli, whatever. And that, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. That's beef. But the pork is going to be carrot, onion, the teriyaki sauce. The eggs are going to go in the rice. I'm going to turn the rice cooker on. I dried my hand. Got to be careful. And put it on cook. Put the lid on and just let it sit there. Keep an eye on it though. Lovely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to oil this up. Not the pan. Oil the meat. And I think I might use I won't use the peppercorn one. There's another little bottle in here somewhere. There it is. I could use vegetable oil, or this little cute little bottle of extra. Like I said, it's whatever's in the cupboard. That's how it goes. It's whatever's in the cupboard. That's what you're using. Like, you know, bear with me, people. You know, like there's, what have I got here? What have I got in here, right? Some of this Szechuan peppercorn oil, some soy sauce, there's some chicken stock here, some beef muscle. It's a good brand. There's some vegetable oils in there, canola. So unsaturated, monounsaturated. What's that? Thailand coriander dressing. That probably should be in the fridge, I don't know. Checked out some Worcestershire sauce. But I might just use this little olive oil. This little tiny bottle. What have I got up here? Oh, look. Some green Thai green there. What's there? Some chai latte, some curry, some spices. Coriander, allspice. Cayenne pepper, peppercorns. Ground turmeric, ground cumin. Oh, Tabasco sauce. And what's there? Chili powder. Oh, ground coriander, allspice. Yeah, I'm not going to use any of those. I'm not going to use any of those. I need a little spice rack, right? Soon. Okay, so for now, I'll just put this, season that, throw some garlic on it, put it in the pan, add the onion, the carrot, and eventually the sauce, and yeah, just set that aside and then tackle the rice. And yeah, simple, but delicious. So there's a drizzle of olive oil on there. How close that cupboard door? I'll put a little bit of pepper. You know, a little bit. What's a little bit? Some salt. I'm doing this with one hand. I should have this set up on the gimbal. A little bit of salt. You know, that'll be nice. Yum. Delicious. And yeah, I'll slice up some garlic and I'll throw that on there before I put it in the pan. Alright, so there's the garlic. The oil's on there. You know, give it a bit of a rub. And it doesn't matter about what side you put down first in this instance, although I will put the oily side down because we're not presenting it as a whole piece. But here, look, watch. See this, watch, on top. Get the other side. Get the other side going. You know. I'll put that in the pan. I already heated up. I'll turn this one over on the plate and get all of that oil and the seasoning that's there. Alright, that garlic on there. I'll turn that over. There, lovely. Now I'll just quickly cut up that carrot really thin, the onion, toss that in there. And yeah, be sweet. Have a look at that. That's alright, isn't it? And if I can just share with you, don't poke that too much. Just let it go, you know. You can smell it, you can see it. You can poke it once or twice with a pair of tongs just to see how it's progressing. But let me just share with you, I bought a couple of colour-coded chopping boards, some cake rack coolers, some large clip lock containers for storage, things for baking and cooking, spring rolls, pasties, in general, whisks, other items online from Kmart almost 3 weeks ago. And I get an email the other day, and this is like a bit of a whinge and a bit of a rant, but the online experience with Kmart isn't good. It's not the first time. I mean, you know, it's easier to go in there and just grab all those items yourself, but it was just about the whole lockdown, COVID, you know, convenience thing, time poor really. But they sent me an email a couple of days ago saying, oh, sorry for the delay, but you know, the items will be shipped out to you shortly, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay, no worries. And then today I get one saying the order's been cancelled and they've refunded. I had fitted sheets, you know, pillowcases and other things, items that I'd purchased. Hopeless. Kmart. Useless. Okay. That said, I think I'm going to give these a turn. And then I'll add the other items. Let's see, eh? Oh yeah, look at that. That's lovely. It really is. Oh yeah, looking good. So I'm just going to add these. Add the onion. I may drop a little virgin on that because there's not much fats, as you can see from the pan. There's not much going on there. And normally I'd, you know, if I wasn't using my other hand to record this, I'd just get the board and just, you know, slide it in there. But for now, that'll do. The rice is going hard. Starting to spit out through there. Bit excited, the old rice. I'll put it closer to the edge of the sink so if anything comes out of that hole, it will come into the sink area. And I did add a little extra virgin to that. And you know, again, what am I going to call myself? The lazy chef? The random chef? You know. And I turned the heat down actually. Just one, because it's electric, right? I need to get a gas stove, really. Fan forced oven. Serious, if I'm going to be serious. You know. Serious. Okay, good. Right, so I'm going to garlic that beef and season it. And I'll probably just marinate it in some soya sauce, some oyster sauce, and with a bit of ginger, and I'll make that an Asian on the side also. So Steve could have that with the garlic egg rice, and I may add a little bit of bacon to that rice. I don't know. All right. So that's progressing nicely. I've got the ginger and the garlic, a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and a little bit of the extra virgin on that. I've cut those up already. The rice, see the holes in it? That's very nearly done, right? So I'm just keeping an eye on that. I'll even give that a little bit of a try and just see where we're at with it. I'll just take that out of the ginger. I'll go for the middle. See, it's not quite, but almost. You can just tell when you're taking it out, right? Yeah, so almost. Almost there. I won't mess with that again. So, and then I put the beef and the oyster sauce, the soya sauce, and these vegetables into a little container and let them just marinate for a short period of time. This, I am going to take this pork off and let it rest the other side. Didn't get as much attention. The garlic's on there. Scrape that off. I will take this off, the pork, let it rest, and then just slice it up and then add it back to the pan with the teriyaki and those vegetables and just let it go. Yeah, let the heat of the pan take care of that after I turn it off. Okay, so the rice cooker's turned itself off. It's telling me that it's cooked. But I'll be the judge of that. I will be the one that will determine that. But we'll check it out in a minute. So it's got a thermostat thing going on there and it's tripped itself. But, you know, it was only a couple of minutes since I checked it last. And see how it's holding together this time? Last time it kind of all just fell away. See how it's holding together more? So yeah. But you know what? Just leaving it there like that for a couple more minutes will be enough time. That'll be done then. I'll take the lid off, let it cool down, and then I'll prepare it. So here I've got oyster sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of soy. And then I'll just mix that up and that can just go out of that while it sits there. It's got the ginger and the garlic on it already and a bit of salt and pepper. I'll just sit this on it. The pork's resting. I'll slice that up, put it back in the pan, the heat's off. So I'll do that quickly. There we go. That'll do. And now I'll just let that rest. That sit in the fridge for, I don't know, maybe an hour. Sometimes people will do it overnight, depending on how, you know, how much you want the meat to absorb. You know, there's a time period. Some go, oh, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. You know, depends on where you're at, what you want to do. All good? So that was the thinner steak, and it's kind of cooked all the way through, but it's not dry, because you've got to remember, once you turn it off, you take it off the pan, it does continue to cook while it's resting. This one's a little bit pinker, and again, I'm only just going to add it to the pan with the teriyaki sauce and let the heat from the pan just take care of it, so that'll be fine. But you can do it, overcook it, and then it's not, you know, it's not very good on the tooth. It's not very, you know, desirable, but that'll be fine. Okay, let's drop the sauce. Yeah, this will be alright. I don't even know if Steve likes teriyaki. He works hard all day, the poor bugger. Oh, we both do. We just, you know, he's a good bloke. He's a good boarder, you know, and he gets value for money. So, yeah, he enjoys it. I mean, he can cook whenever he wants, really, but. Sometimes he does do his own thing, you know, but if I'm home and I'm in the mood, otherwise, as you've probably seen in previous videos, that that'd look really good with like a bit of broccoli and a bit of bell pepper, a bit of capsicum in it. But as you've seen in previous videos, I cook larger portions and then put it into the takeaway Chinese containers, what we call them here, and freeze it, or put a couple in the fridge or whatever, and Steve can take it the next day. So that's lovely. So I did turn the heat back on just for a minute. You can see it. Now I'm going to turn it off and just let that sit there. I'll take it off and I won't leave it on there for long, sitting over the hot plate, but I will remove it now because that'll be good. That's still really feels nice and tender. As I said, that other steak was a bit thinner, but if I just take it, remove that from the hot plate, just let that sit there now, and that'll be great. And then I'll tackle the beef later. You may not see the beef because I'm kind of done now. I'm just gonna chill out, do the rice. You've seen me do the garlic rice before, so I'll just put a bit of oil in the pan, in the wok, throw a bit of garlic in there, then add the rice, and then just give it a stir, and you can add whatever you want to that again if you want to, the egg, whatever. So yeah, get amongst that lot. I couldn't even talk. Yeah, get amongst that lot. Very simple and lovely.